Hi, welcome to Bare Bones Motorcycles. I'm Rich, and today I'm going to show you how I got this fitted onto here, and we'll start it up for the first time. Okay, so we've got our stainless steel rings turned up now, so I can put these onto the outlets I made last time, and then once this is all welded up, we'll be able to weld the two into one together and get the turbo flange welded on, and then we might be able to get a little bit of a start on the engine and just see if it spools up that turbo. First off though, we'll get these welded on, and for that, first time on the show, I'm going to be using my TIG welder. So it's going to be a bit of a learning curve for me. We'll give it a go, see what happens, and fingers crossed, everything's going to turn out fine. Okay, so from that I can safely say I have a lot to learn about TIG welding. I mean, it's welded, it's on. It's not the prettiest weld in the world. I mean, I know when you think of TIG welding, you think of beautiful rainbow stack coin finishes. This is not that. Let me just turn you around so you can see. Okay, it's just... So there we go, look. I mean, it's definitely on. It's not going to go anywhere. Zoom you in a bit. I mean, I've got it too hot. I can see that I've got it too hot. The fill rod, I didn't have enough control over that. So I'm just going to have to lump it with this one, I suppose, and we'll just file these bits off the top to smooth it off, and then onwards with more learning. Okay, so I've got the headers in. Now, ideally, if I sit down here, I want the turbo to sit around here. So to do that, let's put this on there like that. That's going to get welded onto there. Turbo will sit against that, which is fine. It's not an issue. Apart from having them like this, if I hold that on there like that, obviously here you've got a bit of a linkage issue. So what I'm going to do is cut that about there and put another curve in to link those two up. But first I'm going to weld this onto here so that we've got that set and where I want it, and then everything else should be easier to sort out. So let's get and do that. Okay, so you've got this welded onto here now. That's all nice and strong. I would have shown you the weld, but quite frankly it's embarrassing. So when I get a bit better, we'll start showcasing that. I've got much more respect for people who TIG weld now. They are very, very skillful people. So the plan now, I've got this lovely little offcut here, which I was going to use somewhere else. But that, if I tilt this one down like I have here, that is going to fit really nicely into there, like that. Tilt it like that. A little bit jiggery pokery. It's a good word, isn't it? Tilt that round to match that to there. So for now I need to trim a little just off of this edge here so that it sits nicer against this. But I'm going to tack that onto there first, just there like that, and then I can play with it later on to get it to fit nicely. Yeah, let's do that. Let me just nip this up so it doesn't move. Nip, like that. That's nice and solid. That in there, something like that. Okay, let's tack that on. Hopefully this will go better. Okay, so this is now on here. I have partially welded the other downpipe. You can't see it because the fork's in the way, but it is on there. This has taken me so long to get this far. Like honestly, I've been doing this for 4 hours, 4.5 hours, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 joints on it. I mean, if it was a MIG welder, it would have been like half an hour. But, you know, this is the price of learning new things. As I said before, I've got such a new level of respect for people who do this all the time. I'm sure they just rock up, zap, 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 and it's all done. But I am a million miles away from there yet. Right, so I'm going to call that a night for tonight. I'm going to come back another day and finish what we're doing. We'll get the turbo on. The position for it's looking good. It's going to be around there, like that, which is nice. So I'm going to go and have something to eat, and I shall come back tomorrow. Okay, so it is now a new day. I've had a haircut, I've cut my beard, I've had a time to sit down and think. I have had the finishing touches done on this. Now I will show you what it looks like, because you know I'm not too ashamed of it, but I will tell you just for the record, these welds are ugly. Like there is nothing cosmetically pleasing about this at all. So the chances are I'll just smooth it back as best I can for now, and then at some point later, probably far later, I will probably remake this, because you know I know that I can do better than this if given enough time and enough practice. I've learnt a lot doing all this TIG welding. The biggest lesson, well, two big lessons I've learned, is if you want to learn how to TIG weld, don't start on an exhaust. There's just so much going on to try and, you know, make sure you've got everything as it should be. You're constantly changing the angle of your torch. You've got to get your feeds right. Because it's going around bends as well, it means you've got different thicknesses of material. So there was bits where it was welding quite nicely, and there was other bits where I was just blowing holes in it. Yeah, and practice is the key for it. The other big lesson is, you know, don't try and teach yourself. There's only so much you can learn off of YouTube. I am going to fork out and put myself through like a day course where I can have some one-on-one tuition with someone who knows what they're doing, and then, you know, my confidence will go up with my abilities, and we can have another bash at this later on. But for now, let's just show you what this looks like. So, you know, please be kind. Okay, so here we go. We've got full welds all the way around. As I said, they're not pretty, they're lumpy. Until I got to here, I started to get to grips with it when I redid the welds on the intake. So I'm actually quite pleased with how they look. Also, in here, I know it's difficult because I was doing it on the bike, but I should have got in there with something to grind this back before well, I suppose I couldn't on that because this bit was already on here. But yeah, the access to get anything in there to clear that off is quite limited. I'm going to have to try and do that with a file or something similar. But the flange is on as well. I have mocked it up on the bike and set the turbo on it so I could weld the flange on. So now we're at the exciting bit where I'm going to put this on, put the turbo on, and just start it up, see what happens. I've moved the bike outside because, you know, it's a nice day, and I have a feeling that it might be pretty loud, so big open space is probably nicer, and we'll give it a go. Okay, so the turbo's on the bike. I've stood the bike upright because, as you can see at the moment, the output for the air is currently pointing down, which isn't where I want it to be. And you probably can't see it on here, but the oil through pipes are sort of that way, when really they need to be totally vertical, because that's what's going to let the oil drain out when it's turning. So we need to do something called clocking, where basically we're just going to loosen off the main clamp bolts and just rotate things without taking it all apart until everything is lined up where I want it. Right. Well, that's a bit of luck. Okay, so the battery's hooked up, I've got all the electronics put back together, I've got a little fuel tank set up here going straight into the car, so fingers crossed this should spark up, come to life, and we should see some action coming from this turbo. Maybe some flames popping out of it as well, so, you know, keep your valuables clear. Right, test one. So I'll just reposition you so you can see down inside here, and then you can see for yourself if it's turning or not. Okay, so She pops and bangs a lot, you know, it's kind of to be expected because it's not tuned to have this exhaust system on it at all. The carbs probably need balancing and all sorts yet, but the turbo's on, the engine spools it. You can hear the turbo sound as well, which is really nice. There is definitely air being pumped out of there, so that's nice. Next thing to do is put the exhaust on the other side of it, I suppose, and then start looking into a filter to go onto the front and the hoses to go round to the airbox. Obviously I need to get an aluminium airbox to replace the plastic one, because otherwise it's going to cook itself. I also can't run it too long as it is because there's no through flow of oil in it, so it'll overheat and it'll just cook it. So that's it, that's all I'm willing to put through it for now, because I don't want to ruin it at this stage. Very excited with that, more than happy. So yeah, sorry for how long it took to get the video done. If you've got any tips on TIG welding and, you know, ways that I can improve, things I need to watch out for, then feel free to chuck those in the comments box below. Don't forget to go onto my Facebook shop, get yourself a beanie if you want to help support the channel. I've still got a couple left which, you know, they've keep your head. I know the sun's coming out now, but you know, still look stylish in the sun. What next? What next? I'm not sure what I'll be doing next. I'll probably do the exhaust next, I think. Have something which comes straight at the back, down, and then just finishes down here. Maybe kicks it out to the side so that I don't set fire to my foot. So yeah, that's what a great way to end the day. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all your ongoing support. At the time of this being released, I've just capped 700 subscribers, which is incredible. So thank you very much to all the existing subscribers. Hi and welcome to all the new ones. I hope you enjoy what you're seeing. Encourage more people to join. Let's try and get to that magic 1,000 subscribers. That'd be awesome. But yeah, other than that, stay safe and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.